Well, hello again. Here I am making video number 4. I thought that third video would be the last one. It had a lot of closure to it. But I'm addicted to these Martian anomalies, and I keep finding more, enough to make another video. I'm actually an airport screener. I screen the passengers and then I go home and study Mars, which is actually pretty similar. Passenger anomalies? Martian anomalies. What's the difference? In what I call straight lines and symmetries, we will see a possible spaceship footprint, possible building ruins, an ice tunnel, an upside down number 5, 3 triangles, and what the hell, another face. No need for a big debate. These things are just interesting. I'm not claiming these anomalies are real, only that their images are present. Hope you enjoy the video, whatever the truth of the matter may be.
Alright, the first stop is what I call the 5,000 meter football stadium. It appears blast-borne, but I have no idea what kind of an asteroid would do this. It's almost symmetric too. Not quite, the left half is slightly bigger, but almost symmetric. The sky really is that color. It's dusty with micrometer particles, giving it the same butterscotch color as the ground, although this is artificial color. You know, when those Martians play football, they're not wimps. They take it to a whole new level. Run, 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 run. 5,000 meter playing field. It's only 38% gravity, but the air is so thin. Touchdown! Crowd is cheering. Okay, I'll move on now. Alright. Next we're going to see what I call the possible spaceship footprint. What looks a lot like an object sitting there is actually a depression in the ground. The sun is to the left, so this is a cliff wall here, and this is the shaded area. This is the well-lit area. Now this is definitely not from an asteroid impact because the cliff top is so undisturbed. As we look at this normal crater for reference, you can see that the edge is bunched up from the shock wave. We don't have that here. As I draw a line through it, you can see how symmetric it is, and it's also so east-west. It's only about 2.5 degrees off. And right here, for example, there's a strange hole here and another hole here, and they're almost north-south. It's about 3 degrees off, so it's very symmetric. So I think something big and heavy landed here gently, sunk in the ground, and then was lifted off without heavy exhaust, and went westward, because it's the west end in particular that's kind of bunched upward, as if it was lifted up in that direction, and there's a crack here. So that's it. Alright, next we're going to go see what I call the temple. It's a little hard to see, but that is an oval shape. That's symmetric vertically and horizontally. It's got two parallel lines or walls opening an entrance to the east. It's also got a square-shaped antechamber here that's about 100 meters by 100 meters. Also, this south wall aligns with this south wall. It's almost going east-west. It's about 3 degrees off. Not far away at all is the square ruin over here. That's about 300 meters by 350. It's got 4 right angles, 4 straight sides facing north, south, east, west. I can't measure exactly. That's about 2 degrees off there. Also in this locale is what is a shiny object that appears to be in a crevice. There's no ice or snow here. It appears metallic, although it really could be anything. It could be a computer error. Not all that glitters is gold. And then over here is just another right angle. Got the east-west line, 2 degrees off, the north-south, same thing, and they form a right angle. Now that's it for this locale. Far away over here, we have an underground entrance that's rectangular and on the side of a hill. That's about 300 meters by 500 meters, so that square ruin would slide right in there. I have no idea how deep it is, or how far in it goes. I don't really know how tall it is, because it's at an angle. And that's it for over here. Alright, next we'll see the ice tunnel. As you see, this is not a crater. This is a clean-cut, round hole in the ice, and the rim appears to be bunched upward, as if it was pushed up from beneath. It leads to a gradually descending tunnel as it fades from view through the ice. Now the problem here is that this image contradicts itself. It's 120 meters diameter, but the tunnel is only 90 meters wide. 3/4, and yet there is no second rim down here. It could be funnel shaped, but it does not appear to be, unless it just happens to be turned toward the camera, which is unlikely. Also, the tunnel is just not dark enough given this blackness right here. Also, the blackness is not as big and as wide as that tunnel. The edge of the tunnel goes along here and misses the edge of that blackness. So, I think this image is fake. Alright. Next we're going to see the upside down number 5. And your guess is as good as mine. It's right next to a pyramid too. With the south-facing side, that's maybe 4 degrees off. Two or three degrees. It's almost a complete number 5. Next is the triangular incline. And it's got a big south-facing side. About 4 or 5 degrees off. As you see, that's not a pyramid. Now for the first triangle. It's the biggest one. It's part of it's missing, but that's a pretty good triangle. It's got 3 equal sides and equal angles. And a south-facing side, that's about 3 degrees off. Number 2 is the small one. It has a south-facing side, 5 degrees off. It's a triangle within a triangle, though. Same angle, thereabouts. I can't measure exactly. And it's right on the edge of the sweep of the satellite, and we all know what that means. And here's the third one, but it's just an etching mark in the stone, and it's partly covered in what looks like lava rock, so it would be older than the eruption. There's no elevation here, and there's no south-facing side, so I'm not sure this is the same thing as the others. Alright, next we'll see the strange object over here on the smooth stony ground. That looks a lot like a box. It's only a little elevated, so it looks like a 3D image of a box, and I have no idea what this is. That's just the last thing. Okay, so after all that, how about another face on Mars? On the edge of this river valley, you can vaguely see it. He's smiling. There's the nose, there's the eyes, there's the brow ridge, and the rather cone-shaped head. You got some symmetry there, pretty much. It could be random, but when I draw a line through the eyes, that's a 90-degree line. That runs east-west. It's directly facing the camera, making it easier to find, but also easier to fake. So I don't know what to think.
I'm not saying these anomalies are real and meaningful. Mars, after all, is another planet, so we don't know what tendencies to expect in its land formations. Also, if NASA or Google is placing underground entrances there for God's sakes, then it calls into question the authenticity of everything else. What I wish for is to have the news media talking about this, interviewing NASA, and asking to see subsequent photos to confirm or disprove what we have seen. I assume the satellites are still in orbit and still working. At this point, the only thing I believe is that someday the truth of the matter will be made clear. I'm Mr. Vanilla Caramel, and you've just seen a lot of strange things on Mars.